California leaders are in shock and grieving, and now they're demanding action following the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. That is a big focus on this week's episode of our statewide political show, Inside California Politics. 17's Capitol correspondent Eytan Wallace is in for Nikki Lorenzo and joins us from Sacramento now with a preview. Eytan, good evening. I know you're hearing from both sides of the aisle. What are they saying tonight?
Indeed, Tammy. Well, first and foremost, good to be with you and everybody in Kern County this evening. And yes, we certainly are hearing from members of both sides of the aisle, both sides really expressing anger and condemning this attack on Charlie Kirk. Of course, that goes to the very top of government. As we show you here, there was actually a moment of silence in the state assembly earlier this week, but we're also hearing, again, the very top. Governor Gavin Newsom, remember, Newsom had Kirk on his podcast earlier this year, just a few months ago. In a statement, Newsom called the attack on Kirk disgusting, vile, and reprehensible. Now, I also spoke with GOP Assembly member Alexandra Macedo of Tulare. She met Kirk on several occasions in the Central Valley and said he inspired her to run for office. Now, on the other side of the aisle, this week we also have on Inside California Politics, California Democratic Party Chair Rusty Hicks. He condemned the assassination.
Violence has no place in our society or in our politics, whether it's the loss of life at schools across America or the assassination of a political figure with views that I don't share. Certainly we are headed down a dark road, and we've been on that road for quite some time. And certainly the tragic shooting of Charlie Kirk is another milestone on that dark journey.
Every American should come together and denounce any political violence. How many more people have to lose their lives before we actually come together and say enough?
Certainly passion running high there, but you can hear there is agreement among leaders on both sides. Enough of the violence. Tammy?
And Eytan, on that note, you interviewed a former California congressman who has made it his mission to advance civil discourse. Tell us about that.
Yeah, this was fascinating, Tammy. David Dreyer spent 32 years in Congress. He's a Republican. He represented areas east of Los Angeles, again, for more than 3 decades. Well, now that he's out of office, again, that's his mission. Today, he oversees the Dreyer Roundtable at Claremont McKenna College. It's a program dedicated to encouraging public service and embracing dialogue and diversity of opinions. Included in that is the annual Dreyer Roundtable Civility Award. Now, as it sounds, the award is given to people deemed to promote civility in politics. Most recent recipients for that award were Republican Utah Governor Spencer Cox and Colorado Democratic Governor Jared Polis. They launched what they're calling Disagree Better. That's an initiative calling for people who are on either side of the aisle to come together to listen to one another and even find common ground. I spoke with Dreyer about action that can be taken in America to combat political violence.
It's important to set leadership, for the leadership to step forward. So doing things like this, having a bipartisan congressional retreat with Democrats and Republicans, doing what you can to have people, when we have State of the Union messages, sit together. Little things like that can send a positive signal, because I find overwhelmingly, and I'm very passionate, I mean, I am a Reagan Republican and passionate about my views, but at the same time, I represent Los Angeles. I was one of the very few Republicans from the Los Angeles area. I had to work with Democrats constantly, and I enjoyed that.
You know, it's interesting about Dreyer. See, actually, several publications are out there rating different members of Congress and all kinds of things. Well, he was constantly rated the nicest guy in Congress. So he will speak a lot more with me on Inside California Politics about the need to promote civility and what he's doing. Hope you can join us. Tammy?
All right. Thanks so much, 17's Eytan Wallace. Always good to catch up with you. Thanks a lot.